So, James, if you would please, this evening's chronicle, which I'm guessing was from last week too. So again, I apologize.
I mean, it still holds water, but
Oh, good. You, if you would have pulled out the song from the show,
no. I'm not. I almost did it because tonight. It's episode 119, and I was almost gonna pull the Lacuna Coil song, because that's their like inside number joke. It's We were gonna get one copyright. I didn't need the whole goddamn show getting censored.
if you would have unveiled that and I would have heard do up, do, do. And I'm going to ask you your first thought on that crazed man that he is, the GM of the Philadelphia Eagles, Howie Roseman.
He's got his Super Bowl. He can trade all the late round picks that he wants to be able to kind of shore up his defensive line. Um, it works for him because they are still the class of the NFL. Bill, I know it's not going to hold a whole lot of water by the time we get to next week, but Bill Barnwell put up a really good article on ESPN about 5 teams that are expected to slide back from having success last year, and he has the Washington Commanders amongst them. He also has the Detroit Lions, but it's also the fact of, the Lions are an elite team in a good division, but nobody else is going to come up anywhere, close to challenge them. So it's going to be like what we thought the Bills were going to be last year. But the fact of the matter is, nobody's thinking that this is not Philadelphia's division to lose next year, even with the Cowboys always kind of being there and never really being there. And Washington, I'm not saying Washington is going to slide back like the Browns did after their success of getting, to the playoffs a couple of years ago. They've got a lot of the same dichotomy, but it's still the loaded Philadelphia freaking Eagles at this point. They are hands down the best team in the NFC, and Detroit's going to have to come up to be able to challenge them this year. Thing. Michael, your first name in the Wisey translator, we talked about earlier, we hinted in the blast of somebody possibly getting broken off that was a highly touted draft pick. A family member of his did get broken off for his actions in a game yesterday. Your first name in the Wisey translator, Shiloh Sanders.
Maybe we shouldn't make fun of our brother for speeding not on the field and throwing punches at douchebags who aren't going to play anyway on the field. Good God. Look, he's going to catch on somewhere, but he may still catch on back in Tampa. This may be here, we're going to wave you, throw you on the practice squad, and if we need you, we'll come get you. But you're fighting for a roster spot as a non-drafted guy. Why the fuck are you doing that?
Especially against a third or fourth string tight end who's going to be a practice squad guy in Buffalo, as loaded as they are between Dawson Knox and Dalton Kincaid, two perennial Pro Bowlers, if their name wasn't Kelsey, at that particular point coming out of that conference. But how dumb do you have to be to throw? First of all, we talk about that basketball players are the worst fighters because all they do is just flail around. How stupid are football players sometimes to try and throw punches at helmets?
James, your second and final name tonight in the Wisey translator. We have spoken of him previously, not today, but we have spoken of him previously with great admiration for what he is doing. And your second name is now the all-time leader for single-season home runs by a catcher, the big dumper himself, Cal Raleigh.
The fact that he's still got 6 more weeks left in the regular season, Um, if Seattle could actually put any kind of consistency together, yes, they are going to the playoffs at this point. Their biggest concern right now is they need to be able to um we talk about pitchers getting run support. We saw what the Blue Jays did in the first outing of Shane Bieber after the trade, how he goes lights out. The Mariners need to start doing something to be able to justify the kind of season that Raleigh is having. The Royals did it when Salvi Perez broke that record and was also, a few years ago. They went out and they ended up winning a World Series. They got division crowns out of it. Seattle is going to the playoffs. They should not be thinking wild card. They should be thinking division title because they need to start playing better because they are basically playing down to how Houston is playing down right now. The uh the last 10 games, the Astros are 4-6. The Mariners are 3-7. That's right for the pickings, and the Mariners won a game today while the Astros did not. The Astros should be leading this division by 3 or 4 games as we turn into Labor Day next weekend. And I'm certainly hopeful that this is not something that comes back and bites them in the ass to be able to waste the kind of season and the MVP caliber season with Judge also being hurt. I got a feeling now the MVP race is Cal Raleigh's to lose at this point because he's going to grab 50. Could he actually be on the pace? Could he actually grab 55?
He gets hot, he can hit 60.
I don't know about that. That's still 11 home runs in the final 40 games.
Door, bud.
Michael, your final name in the Wisey translator tonight. I brought his name up earlier, and I also saw something here that would kind of be in your wheelhouse. Your second and final name in the Wisey translator tonight is New York Giants rookie quarterback, starting quarterback, and Star Wars aficionado, especially with his eye black, Jaxson Dart.
How dare you take Jameis's job, you son of a bitch?
Did you see the story that I mentioned, though?
I did not.
Do you know why Jaxson Dart does his eye black the way that he does?
Is it Darth Vader or one of the Ewoks? I can't.
It's
Stormtrooper?
he does his eye black because he's such a Star Wars fan that he wanted it to look like Anakin with the scar over his eye.
Oh, yeah. Makes sense now that I see that. We should bring that up next week with someone.
Certainly, certainly. And it's I yeah, he took Jameis's job, but I mean,
Yeah.
both the New York jobs were ripe for the pickings anyway. And go out there and see what he can do. You're certainly not going to contend in that division. You've got hopefully your franchise quarterback. See what he can do. Hopefully, he doesn't get busted up with the 3 defenses in that division.
Well, I think he's going to sit because Russ is going to play. But I'll be honest with you, I think that will help him. There are too many guys, we talked about it, too many guys drafted early, thrown right in. I think that was Richardson's problem too. Same thing with Danny Dimes. Same thing with Baker. But this could help him. But yeah, Jaxson Dart was very, very good this preseason. I was very impressed.